These diss records are just swallowing the whole culture.
Bro, you're gonna go to these parties, two-step in with a drink in your hand, and then you're gonna hear wop, 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 wop.
Cardi, we right there for you, baby. Take your time, baby. Go to Turks and Caicos.
Hey guys, welcome to a fresh episode of Billboard Unfiltered. And we gotta get right into it. The aftermath of the greatest hip-hop battle of all time.
We're declaring it the greatest already.
I think so.
Like,
I think so.
We've never seen anything like this before.
I know, sometimes you gotta let it have like a little tailwind or something.
I agree. We gotta give it some time.
Before we start putting
This was crazy.
This was nuts. This was nuts. I mean, obviously last week we spoke about we chattered about the craziness of the disses. Now we actually have numbers to back these disses up. We have a new number one on the Hot 100, Mr. Trevor Anderson.
It's not me. It's not me, for the record. It's number one on the Hot 100. But obviously, Kendrick, it was just tearing up.
Obviously, because it was an obvious win.
What?
It's still...
how does it feel? Go on, let us know. All right. Well, we'll let you get your words together.
I'm still hurting, man.
I know. We can tell.
Yeah. I'm still grieving.
But yeah, obviously Kendrick was tearing up the streaming charts. So I think everybody saw kind of day after day, a lot of posts about different records it was breaking worldwide, Spotify for hip hop. So, even though it didn't even have a full week on the charts, it was far and away number one this week. So yeah, not like us, of course, debuting at number one on the chart. This is Kendrick's fourth number one. It's one of those things where when we talk about diss tracks a lot of times, you look at something like Back to Back that was obviously so big and so massive, and we were still streaming and all that kind of thing. That was still only a top 40 record. It didn't crack the top 20.
Grammy nominated though.
It was Grammy nominated, but it's just to say how far we've come in terms of, like Back to Back was on everybody's mind, and still it was a top 25 kind of record. This song on everybody's mind clearly can be a number one record, and this is the third time we've seen a number one this year. We had a Hiss, we had Like That, now we got this. So the fact that these diss records are just swallowing the whole culture. That's what everybody's talking about, everybody's streaming about.
Past the culture before, because it's like when Ether and Takeover were out, or those dominated the culture.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that people who didn't care about rap in the same way that we all cared about rap was clocking every back and forth. And that was a much slower battle in terms of the pace of releases. This is everybody cares about this. Everybody is listening to these songs.
It transcended the pop culture.
Well, I'm saying when I said the culture, I really meant pop culture.
Right,
of course, was it was a mushroom cloud all over hip hop culture. But the fact that you have, Joe Biden and them doing these parodies to it, the fact that it really reached that level, and how safe everybody is, where should we touch it, should we not? Everybody was in on this. Yeah. So the fact that it was able to do all that and just dominate in this kind of way that quickly,
the president of the United States,
nothing like that.
Co-opting a song where a guy talks about another pop star being a pedophile is a crazy, crazy thing.
Yeah, you would have never thought that Joe Biden is dunking on you like that.
I wonder if Joe Biden's even heard this song for real.
Absolutely not.
I'm sure somebody probably played it, and he as long as he kind of rocked with the beat.
I think someone described it to him.
Right. I don't think he got the genius lyrics and sort of.
Yeah, Kendrick, he was on Obama's list.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
He's like,
Kamala Harris, I can see him bumping it.
She's from Cali.
Yeah,
she's from Cali. She was probably,
If I'm pretty sure if Kamala was in a room for this, she would have been like, no.
You think I think she would have been like, we need look, they're trying to get the youth vote out here. They're trying to get the black vote out here. I'm not gonna say it's pandering, but
she lost me when she thought Tupac was still alive. She lost me a long time. I'm just saying. But Drake, in the midst of all this, he still got a rare win, I guess. Family Matters
is it rare for
Drake?
Drake?
In this battle.
I don't think you put rare and win in the same sentence for Drake.
In this
battle,
the
most successful rapper ever.
This is very true. But in the battle, since y'all are trying to obliterate my guy.
Oh my God, yes. He has one bad stretch of his career.
Family Matters debuted in the top 10.
It did. Before we get to that though, we're gonna have to do the scorecard in the right way.
Go ahead.
I know cats are gonna sit there and say,
give Kendrick his flowers.
That's right. We got it. So of course, not like us, like we said, number one, boom bam. Number 3, Euphoria. So it was actually number 11 last week, which it had the same sort of half-week problem going on with its streams.
So that's interesting. So that means people had a renewed interest in it.
Yeah, it had its first full week. So of course, people who were still, it's only 4-5 days old by the time it really hit the charts last week. Gets the full 7 days. But of course, a lot of people who, are I know a lot of cats who were just catching up to it. There was there's so much music going on during that week that I know people who's heard 1 or 2 songs and they were like, dog, I gotta, I'll come back to it later. And then they're like, oh shit, what's going on? So I think obviously just
I've had people hit me like,
the
can
volume
you send
of music.
me an article that just has all the songs in them? Because I'm trying to catch up on this.
It got to be too, and then, you had stuff on IG and you had stuff only on social media and this got taken down and what's going on. But yeah, obviously with its full first week, Euphoria goes from 11 to 3. So there's, it's not,
Huge.
People have very much the ability to listen to 2, 3, 4 songs at a time. It's not like us just came and took over the whole conversation from all the other songs. So 2 songs in the top 3. Then we'll actually get to Like That, which is at number 6 this week. So even though that song clearly, the song that kind of kicked off this whole World War II era is out there.
Still fire.
Still
an amazing song.
A lot of people going back probably saying
Yeah,
how
still
the hell did
amazing
this all
song.
start?
Are you guys surprised that it still has like this kind of leg to it?
I think that's probably the best song out of the entire thing in terms
Really?
of just like songs. Like that song is
What,
probably
Not Like Us, you think like?
I love Not Like Us.
Yeah.
But I think the moment you heard the beat on Like That, you were like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then you heard like the little Easy-E sample start kicking in, and then Kendrick comes on, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, especially
Skated.
like I think out of nowhere when we dropped the tape, nobody thought Kendrick was really gonna be on it.
Right.
And then that verse just
Incredible
shows
song.
up and it's like, and then not only does that verse show up, then it just shakes the shit
Decimates
in a
everything.
different way.
The surprise to me is Euphoria, because I like Euphoria. Like, Not Like Us is a clear shot at the club, a clear shot at a summer song, barbecues, drop tops. On the song, he says, this is for the city, we're back outside. Euphoria is like it was, for all intents and purposes, Kendrick's direct diss track to Drake. It was like, this is only meant to satisfy one motivation, and it's to diss this person. I'm surprised people listen to it enough.
And 6 minutes long,
Yeah, and it's like long. He changes voices like 5 times.
Yeah.
It's
3 beat switches.
It's very layered. There's a lot of coded language that if you're not really like a rap fan, it's tough to figure out what he's talking about. So I'm shocked that people listen to it enough for it to be number 3. That's the surprise to me. I thought that was going to be like way lower. That's incredible.
But I think that goes to the point though that, even of course Not Like Us, like you said, is more of a bop. Like the fact that people are diving in that far into Euphoria, like whether they're playing it, replaying it, really like trying to get the lyricism out of it. Like it's not, people aren't just listening to this for a good song, good production, good, like people are really sitting here like they want to know what did he say about Drake and what is this allegation and all. So the fact that people
There's a
are
hilarious
really
Desi Banks skit where he's like pretending how niggas are listening to the song, and he like has it like a laptop open, and he plays one line, and he's like, yo. He's like, this nigga said. He's like tries to like break it down
piece by piece.
and it's like, I think that probably has a lot to do with it. People are like, what?
Yo,
Like, what is this?
Like the internet, all these social media sleuths, like people are on their detective out here a lot of times. They'll sit there and on Twitter and dissect
The real winner
this.
is genius.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the page views must have been like,
nuts right now.
Blowing up this week.
And I know you're gonna get into it.
Yeah, don't worry.
Listen, because I'm like, y'all rock with
we keep
Kendrick
it-
right
we keep it
now.
Hey, wow.
I'm waiting to.
I was just about to say, of course, next up after Like That at number 6, we got Drake.
Let's go.
How can you? All right, y'all. Well, y'all know where he stands. Drake, number 7, Family Matters this week, debut.
Can I pose this question to you guys?
Sure.
Knowing that the dust is settling a bit, I think, do you think people will now look at Family Matters and appreciate the song for what it is, for actually being a very catchy tune, and it could maybe have some sustainability?
I think so. I think like we've talked about this before. I think the failing there was combining all of these songs, which could have been individual moments. The third part of the song, the last part of the song, to me is the best and the catchiest. And that by itself would have been, to me, an amazing moment. Just the way he comes on the song, the flow he's using is extremely catchy. It's the most incisive and scathing record he's made against Kendrick. To me, that's the one that would have been a clear winner if he were to release it on its own. I don't know. It's a lot to get through to get to that, and not to say that the first parts are not good, but I think that's such a clear winner that I see people now on Twitter and on Instagram being like, this is the one. I see people like making skits around it and using the sound and the song. So I think he should have released it as its own song.
I feel split. I mean, I think kind of to Dave's point, maybe, and the further I think we get away from it, maybe around, I don't know, year in time or something, when people are kind of doing reviews of what happened this year, that could give it a real fresh look where people say, okay, let's look at this song kind of removed from the context of what it was, or where it came out, and they'll probably figure out like, okay, it actually was a really great song. The problem is it's going to be so hard to remove it from the context for a lot of people that it's, it's going to be Family Matters. Oh, was that the record that Drake dropped during the Kendrick shit?
Right. Is that the one that he dropped and then Kendrick dropped right on top of it?
Right. I mean, so it's, and I think, at least on, the people's initial vote, Not Like Us is, the bigger song, the song they like more. So it's always going to be hard, I think, to separate it from that moment that cats are going to say, yeah, Family Matters, but, Kendrick did drop Not Like Us, like, right, and so I hope there's probably a room for some appreciation for it, but I don't know. I think especially, now people are so quick to, anytime you say anything, they love to dunk right on it. So a lot of people are going to do that thing. Whereas I like Family Matters. Yeah, but it wasn't Not Like Us. Like, it wasn't Not Like Us. Yeah. Like, they're going to pull out the chart. They're going to pull out the streams. They're going to pull out, like.
It's a good song.
It's gonna be tough.
It's a good song.
So
where does it go, like all time for Drake? Is this like up there for you, or is it still?
I think in the last few years.
Okay, so starting from like
what are you?
Like post Scorpion,
I'm gonna
2020s.
Say, I'm gonna say.
Is this post
CLB?
Post
CLB.
Okay, wow.
Well, that's like 2 albums.
Yeah, I was like, isn't that like
that's
mad
like
recent?
Her Loss and All the Dogs, and so okay.
I think it's up there.
Okay. We got to go further back than that.
You want me to go
further back? It's the best Drake song you heard since what?
So I'll say post.
10 years. Let's go 10 years.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Wait, so you think so? Views,
this is Drake's best song in 10 years?
Like
no, I'm asking to put it in context.
I'm saying like in the last
4
years.
In the last 4 years.
This is the best.
So like of the 2020s.
Yeah,
okay,
the
you
2020s.
say
you're saying this is his best song of the past 4 years. Really?
Yeah. From a lyrical standpoint.
Wait. You're saying this is Drake's best song of the last 4 years?
From a catchy standpoint, yeah.
What else did Drake release this?
Well, we have like.
Honestly, Nevermind.
Oh yeah, Honestly Nevermind came out. Her Loss was out. CLB was 2021.
Better than Jimmy Crooks? Or
Jimmy Cooks.
Solo Drake?
Oh, Solo Drake.
Yeah. that checks every box?
Not a lot of Solo Drake.
I mean, what we got? Tootsie Slide, what you can't.
Yeah. So
you can't.
you had mentioned it earlier. Let's pivot out here. We talk about Tootsie Slide. I love you, Drake. You had mentioned Not Like Us being played at barbecues, and we got to bring up potential early like song of the summer candidates and contenders. Is Not Like Us a clear front runner for you?
Right now, yeah. I think that this is the song that people are waiting for all the summer parties to start so they can hear it out, which is crazy considering the subject matter of the song.
Yeah.
Right.
Like all those like outdoor parties, like everyday people, like you're gonna go out.
I did see everyday people already like started. Yeah.
Bro, you're gonna go to these parties, two-step in with a drink in your hand, and then you're gonna hear wop, 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 wop.
So this is gonna come after the electric slide. Like it's gonna be part of. It's gonna be like a ritual.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
That's the thing too. I've seen, like obviously for like our generation, it's gonna be a thing. But I've seen clips where people talk. They aunties like it. Grandma kind of grooves with it.
I've seen kids dancing too.
It's like like babies. Like the fact that we haven't had one of those songs in a minute where just. Everybody can kind of groove with, don't listen to the lyrics, Grandma, but just kind of ride the beat. Because, there's so much like, grandmas be like, there's so much trap. Yo.
Oldie ho, like that's not. Come on.
Did he say no? He didn't say that,
man.
I thought he didn't say that, Grandma.
I mean, back-to-back was like that. Back-to-back. I remember the summer back-to-back dropped. It was like everywhere. I remember going to eat with my friends at a restaurant, and we were like waiting for the waiter to come and take our orders, and then all of a sudden you just hear the song start playing, and you're like, are they playing back-to-back? And that was when I knew that it was a wrap for Meek in that battle, because you would go literal places that don't play a lot of rap music. Mm-hmm. If they do play rap music, it's like Biggie, it's like you know, things that have enough distance between now and then to be considered safe. And they're playing back to back. And I was like, yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for that man.
Wow.
I see this the same way. I think you're gonna hear it in like taxi cabs. I think you're gonna hear it in like bodegas. You're gonna hear it at, you already hear it at like on TNT.
Yeah.
Sports games. I think you're gonna hear it at like in the park. I hear people playing it driving by already. Yeah, it's right now. I don't know what is even in contention with it besides the $1 Million Baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is gonna sound crazy. Like, you don't think like Adonis like her not like us?
Wow.
Carl, you going into some
Yeah,
dangerous
I'm saying.
Probably.
I don't know. I mean,
How old is he now?
Because think of kids like
He's
I'm
like
thinking,
8?
Yeah, I'm thinking of like
Yeah.
kids and like
kids who go. I mean, yeah.
I've definitely seen kids on Instagram, like the parents posting the kids dancing to it. If you're in middle school or like high elementary school, like higher grade in elementary school,
Yeah.
you're definitely listening to this song. I think you definitely at least heard it.
Stay strong, my brother. We're gonna push
I
through
mean,
this.
hopefully, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing that he probably can't avoid it. I mean, I would hope maybe Drake has talked to him about it and kind of. I mean, just like we'll just let him know, like, well, just let him know that, like, you know, people gonna say a bunch of stuff. You know, they're probably gonna say things to you
Yeah,
and
that's
this
what you
and that,
gotta
and
do,
you gotta
man.
be, you know, ignore it or don't worry about it or whatever. But hopefully, you know, he didn't just somebody in math class didn't just like, you know, point him and say,
OVO,
"Ooh, guess
yeah,
what?"
yeah.
You know?
I have a question. Do
Yeah.
you think Kendrick is going to say something to the effect of what Jay said after Super Ugly, where he's like, I went too far,
No.
I apologize?
No, because he's always going to look back and say Drake was the one who started it first when he name dropped Whitney on Push-Ups.
Right.
Drake's he's a habitual line stepper, man.
It's also true.
You know, like he did the same thing when he was feuding with Pusha, when he called out, Virginia.
Yeah.
So this is, in this case, Doc could just sit back and be like, well, you.
Because I just wonder, like, to this conversation we're having, you have kids and people at, you know, at like restaurants now are going to be sitting down. I mean, I hope they don't play this at restaurants, but people are going to be out and they're going to be hearing this song and they're,
Dude, they're playing it on TNT.
Yeah,
But
and
you
you're
know,
going
the
to
thing
hear
is,
like
but it's like 'cause
certified
you know,
pedophile. He's like, maybe I went too far.
But when you hear it in a restaurant, you know, it's gonna be like, it's like just removed enough. It's kind of quiet enough where like you gonna hear the beat.
You're going to
and
definitely
kinda-
hear it like at
but-
Chili's.
But you, yeah, but you,
Or like a
I don't know if you're definitely gonna like hear the
Applebee's.
lyrics.
You're definitely going to hear it today.
You'll just kind of hear the beat and kind of, you know, like, you know, you be in the bathroom or whatever, like it kind of. But I don't think, you know, like it's gonna be, it's like just on that line where it's. I think that's sort of the genius of it, right? It's like the beat is friendly enough that you know where it is, but you ain't got to sit there and like be like hit over the head with the lyrics while you're trying to eat a blooming onion or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to be like eating wings, like A minor.
Oh,
Oh yeah, now yeah,
That's the.
now
it's gonna
that'll
be rough.
everybody gonna stop for that.
It's going to be rough.
So it's gonna be interesting if that record pushes through without a video.
Well,
If he drops a
it is-
video, it's a wrap.
Yeah, for the summer.
It's
Yeah.
I've seen a
over.
lot of like with people thinking that they're kind of already filming one or whatever, and then there's
Oh,
that video of
he's going
LeBron in
for
the
the
club
jugular.
and whatever.
I think
for
if,
the jugular.
if
You
he
know.
was shooting a video, we would know about it. I think people would be so excited.
But I think you all. But that's like probably one of the the surprise thing that I don't think anybody's really thinking about it while the song's kind of
Yeah.
quiet. Like maybe you give it a couple weeks and then when people
wait
think
for it
it's,
to die down,
yeah,
and then
when
be
people
like,
kind of think
boom.
like, oh, it's
and just bring
over.
it
It's like
back.
no, it's not over. Like
So this record really about to own the summer. That's crazy.
Well, especially
would
like
be
if it's
crazy.
like one of them I don't know what kind of it could be like a parody disc or something, kind of like I'm thinking like maybe like Mariah Obsessed when she dressed up like Eminem, and that's still kind of like I don't know, maybe Kendrick's out there sort of from that kind of route, like have a fake Drake and all these sort of
according
things
to
you're
Billboard,
alleging.
Holla Back
Like,
Girl was a diss track, and that definitely had a run as the summer song.
yeah, I mean that was that was
that was
So that was
yeah,
one.
and that was kind of
and Tommy, man, listen, I'm proud of you, man. You know, $1 Million Baby still hanging on strong.
Still great.
Is this number, yeah.
I still think it has the potential to be a song of the summer candidate, but this This Kendrick record is just.
Well, I mean, the Kendrick thing too is going to be interesting because they.
Where
they
is
did,
Tommy right now? Like what?
It's number 2, but they also did send this Kendrick song out to radio. So.
Oh, they.
So
they,
it's not,
oh,
you know,
yeah.
so it's, you know, it is being like worked as an official like, radio song single.
No apology coming.
I mean, it debuted
No apology
yeah,
coming.
I mean, it debuted on some of the radio charts this week, so you know, like that avenue coming in, you know, they're gonna be. They're gonna be so eager to pick this up.
I
like,
see the video
it's gonna be
already,
great.
man. You're gonna see uncles playing backgammon.
Yeah, I mean,
wonder
it's
how they're gonna,
Black and Mild.
I wonder how they're gonna edit the freaky ass nigga part.
I mean, they'll probably just, you know, freaky ass, you know, pause and then.
Probably gonna have T-shirts. Yeah.
Did you know somebody up there in Harlem probably got, you know, fresh printed on 125th right now?
Hey, man. Well, the good news is though,
wearing a freaky ass nigga shirt is crazy.
the good news
That's
is
a crazy thing to do.
You know what it is, and then I feel like some people just, you know, they'll own it. Like
What's funny? I was talking to Carl about this. What's funny to me is that literally a year ago, or even less maybe, I don't know how to say this without sounding crazy. Being a freaky ass nigga was not a bad thing. Like you can see Lil Wayne making a song being like, I'm a freaky ass nigga, I'm a 69 guy. That is a Lil Wayne chorus.
Well, it's like when you take, that's true.
But when you
combine it with the pedophilia, sure.
Yeah.
And after like the Diddy freak offs, there's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But just on its face, it's crazy that Kendrick has a country of people saying that it's bad to be that when like
it would have been a badge of
Lil
honor.
Wayne made
like,
a career off of that very thing.
You know what? Well,
Yeah.
good news is we're gonna have some more Drake bops this summer. He
Think
said
so?
he's gonna have some summer tunes coming. So
Who said? Oh,
Drake said it.
Where did he say that?
he said it in a story.
Oh, I didn't say. Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
missed-
So Song of the Summer, Drake, he's gonna make his way through.
Okay.
If Drake manages to get a song in the summer, then that'd be incredible.
God's playing for 2.0.
That would be incredible.
Yeah,
it would need to be something like God's
that would be
Plan.
one of the biggest, like, quickest comebacks.
That would be
of all time.
a crazy coup.
If anybody can do it, you know.
Somebody who's not unfamiliar with making songs for the summer, Miss Cardi B.
Your favorite.
Except I don't know if she's gonna have any songs for the summer because she just said she's not dropping an album this year. She said it yesterday on Twitter that she's gonna go on vacation, enjoy her time with her kids, her family, and no album this year.
So break this
thoughts?
down. What happened? Like what caused this? What caused her to
I
make
just know
this?
she responded to a fan on Twitter. I think it was about the fan was saying like how her fan base in particular, they're just ungrateful.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they'd be demanding a lot of Cardi, and Cardi just came back and was like, yeah, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. Fuck y'all. I'm going to spend time with my family, go on vacation, no album this year.
So her fans were like,
where's the music?
we
Well,
want,
they always-
they were
yeah.
badgering
we
her
would
like,
love to be consumers of your product. And she
Right.
was like, you know what? Fuck you.
Absolutely.
But you know,
Proud of her.
I would look in Cardi's defense. You know,
Imagine Apple was like, you know what? I know you want another iPhone,
Hey!
but fuck you.
Hey,
no,
listen.
it's because like yo,
I'll rock out my 14. We still make a move.
It's, you know, I can, you know, you look on anything with any stands, it's like they'll post something, you know. I mean, Rihanna,
Yeah.
best example, of course. It's like, hey, we're launching this new thing at Fenty. Since
Where's
we don't
the
care,
album?
where's the album? We don't care, where's the album? Where's the and the album and the, so you
She's
know,
like, I'm pregnant.
it's
They're like,
just
where's the album?
Yeah, it's just like you walk around like it's like one of them like horror movies where it's just like album. Where's the album? We need the album.
But
It's
I
like
think,
you can't
I
do
think
anything
it's,
without
it's
everybody
tough,
wondering.
It's tough with Cardi because at least Ree, where she has like 8 albums
Yeah,
versus
something
Cardi's
like that.
1 in 6 years.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know, yeah. So I, as a fan of Cardi, I'm speaking on their behalf. You know, I can understand why, you know, you're like, I need more. I think I was proven right. You know, Cardi, take all the time you want. We don't need another album. You're solidified.
Boy, that voice crack really just, you know,
It did.
sealed the deal on
But
that one.
I'm standing
He
on
said it
business.
confident,
I'm
yo.
standing on business. We don't need another album. As I said before, I told you guys, she just needs to continue to do one-off singles, continue
I don't
to
know, man.
rely on the big-time features.
I think it depends on what she wants her career to
Dude,
be.
you wanted to, like I said, you wanted to sell $110.
I don't want her to sell $110, but I would like
have
her.
us,
You
the
know,
critics come and skewer her.
A $110 is not bad. You know,
Talk to
For
him.
Cardi,
I'm
for
just-
Cardi, that's a flop. That's a flop. That's a flop.
Cardi, Trevor says $110 is fine.
For Cardi B, $110 is good.
It's not bad. I mean,
Is it good?
well, what is good?
For Cardi B, I would expect her to do 250 plus. week one.
250 plus.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
Wow.
I just find it. She's one of the top rappers right now.
Yeah.
Male or female. And her kind of abdicating the position is weird to me. Just essentially saying, like, I'm not going to do this because the pressure is too much is weird to me. There's an expectation, if you assume that role, that, yeah, it's hard. It's extremely hard. People want to clown Nicki. Nicki does it. She delivers regardless of, in her life, just from the outside, seems insane. Just there's always something happening with her fans or with her personal life or with, her business, and she still manages to deliver a product.
To be fair, before Pink Friday, it was 5 years.
I was just gonna say,
it was a 5-year
Queen
gap
and
between
Pink
Queen
Friday
and
too.
Pink
It
Friday
was,
too.
When did Cardi's album come out?
2018, 6 years.
And that was what?
But
I'm
I
just
look
saying,
at it-
like, it's tough for me to hold her in the regard that I know she wants to be held in.
Who said she's not there right now?
I'm saying it's tough for me
for
to
you.
hold
Got
her
it,
in
got it,
that
got it.
regard.
Got it.
She's there, but it's tough for me to hold her there.
Yeah.
If she's going to not do the work to remain there, I don't think you can not produce an album and still be considered one of the top in the game.
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill is not one of the top in the game.
No, I'm saying in general, in terms of like.
Lauryn Hill's like a legendary artist, sure. If that's what Cardi wants to be, then that's fine.
Good to go. She
There's
could
a
do a
difference
Vegas
between
residency.
there's a difference
She
between
good
being
to
a
go.
legacy great and being hot,
Right.
top of the game right now.
I think she could do both.
I don't think so.
I think if she continues,
so.
because look at it like this, right? Before SOS came out, SZA was on the same type of time where Control came out with 2017.
You're naming
Yeah.
people.
Listen,
Every sentence you say is like before they drop this thing.
But
It's
listen,
like,
but Control was already considered a classic for some.
yeah.
And she was still gaining momentum without an album to where she evolved into, you could argue, a pop superstar. She got the Grammy with Doja. She was getting #1s left and right. The features that she was doing, she was still considered acclaimed. Now, SOS obviously took her to a whole
That's
new
the
level.
thing that shot her up.
When we say #1s left and right.
I'm not saying Hot 100 #1s.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's talk about the other #1s.
I'm saying R&B #1s,
She
you know?
wasn't- but I mean, what was there even between like Control and
Good
SOS?
days. So let's
Oh, you don't consider that part of the like the I Hate Yous and the okay because
You know what
they
I'm
kind of got added on the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we're thinking with a traditional mind state, like you got to release albums in order to like reach a certain level. Nah. I think if you're just consistent in releasing fire records, if they happen to chart really well too.
Well, but do you think that's?
Nah,
I
bro.
mean,
SZA is not where she is right now without
SOS?
SOS.
I agree.
But do you-
how many? She's
Right there.
she's an anomaly,
Yeah, she's
bro.
right there.
She's not an
Shout out
anomaly.
to
She's
SZA.
released an amazing album.
And
Cardi
guess-
should be able to do that.
And guess what? I think after what SZA said, she got one more album, and then she's
Everyone
done.
says that. Remember Drake said he was going to retire.
Everyone said they
but
retired.
Drake- Drake's an
Doja was
idiot.
out the
I
game.
believe
SZA.
SZA. I believe SZA. I think
I
she
don't
wants
believe
to.
anyone that says they're going to retire anytime they say it before the age of 40.
I could see SZA doing one more album and like writing Harry Potter type books.
I don't believe
and calling
any
it a day.
artist that's under the age of 40
If she
that
write
says they're
Harry
going to
Potter type
retire.
books, her ass gonna get a lot more off them books than she finna make off these royalties and these streams.
Jesus Christ.
But do you think the whole like to that point? Do you
Yeah.
think that when it comes to singles and because I think people say that makes sense, but the rollout for this sort of Cardi era, these singles have not impacted the same way, Hot
Absolutely.
100 wise,
Yeah.
stream wise than they
Singles
have.
have
Like,
been
is
weak.
that
So
the
is
real
that,
reason why she's
do
not?
we need a reset?
I think
Is
so.
it,
I think so. I think she was looking for a scapegoat. She used the whole fans don't appreciate me. Nah, the music has not been good in comparison to the past. I would rather her just come out and say, guys, I'm not in the right frame of mind.
Right.
Because I
to
know
be
a lot
putting
of
out
cats
music.
would have said WAP was #1, obviously massive. Up
Yeah.
went to #1 right after that. I know a lot of people were thinking that was a great moment to drop the
Yeah.
album, and then nothing materialized. We've had a couple sort of. She actually probably has done sort of more with the features in the past couple years. With
Yeah.
Put on the Floor Again, Tomorrow Too. Some of these other tracks that she's jumped on and
And you
helped
know what's crazy?
jumpstart. Then
I think to your point, her legacy, and I get what Dame's going to say when I say this, why she needs another album. Her legacy is going to be looked at her being this go-to features artist and having just the one-off, these successful one-off singles. versus the success of Invasion. Now I think.
Now you put the features thing first. Is that what
Yeah, I think so.
You think that's gonna?
I think Cardi B is a top 5 features artist.
More people
rap
have heard
features
WAP
artist
than
of all time.
Well, WAP's her own song.
Yeah,
though.
WAP's her own song.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in terms of features, I think in hip hop she'll go down as top 5 easily when it comes to features.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, because Cardi, well, let's see. In the past couple years, she's had what?
You
Wild
could-
Side. Wild Side put on the
rattle off some of these.
I mean, well, okay. Wild Side put on the floor. And then
Finesse.
Tomorrow to the Finesse remix.
The No Limit joint. You remember the 2018 run she had?
Are you going all the way back?
This is her career.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like
well,
that
yeah.
for Drake. It was like, I'm going to go back to this album. For Cardi, it was like, let's go back to.
Well, I thought
go
we were
back
going
all the
like
way.
post
But listen, and to
Invasion,
that
but
point,
okay.
the tweet that she said yesterday, she said, I have some features that I still have to finish writing.
Yeah, I saw that.
So she knows what her bag is
got
right now.
Some feature obligations. that she
Yeah,
has to
she
see
knows
through.
what her bag is right now.
Well, I mean, look.
Stick to what you know best.
Hey, and the thing is, when she gets on those records, she does elevate them to new levels. I mean, just not artistically,
Yeah,
but
I
new
think-
streaming
I
levels,
think-
new success. So
Tomorrow
the point
too
with
is
the Slut records?
one of my favorite songs of the past 5 years because of
yeah,
her.
that song
Song is
still goes.
amazing.
Put her on the floor, bodied it.
I still think she needs another solo album.
And you're going to be the
Really.
first one to call it mid.
Why would I do that? Why would I do that?
Slap me like,
Why would I do that?
This shit is
That is not
basura.
true. I will give it a fair shake. I'm rooting for it to be good.
But
I don't want it to be bad. I don't root for bad music. Who wants that?
Yeah,
before we close, I will say this. Can you guys acknowledge, for any artist, it is hard to make a classic album.
Impossible.
Off rip. Your debut album's a classic album, and then having to top that.
Sure.
Oh yeah, the pressure is massive.
That's why,
Like, I'm not-
again,
I'm-
I
like,
bring
I don't
up
think
SZA as
anybody-
a prime example because I think she's the only one in the last 10 years, 15 years to have done it successfully.
To make a sophomore that was as good or better.
If not
than,
better, yes.
Kendrick.
I was gonna say first people.
Wait, are you talking Section
Well-
80 the Good Kid, or are you talking...
Good
I
Kid to
guess
Pimp.
Section 80
Yeah.
is the album.
I mean, that's. Would it change? Because some people,
But even
do
that,
you
you
think
could
Pimp is better than Good Kid, or you think
Kendrick
Good
and started
Kid?
as 2 artists.
Okay.
In the last 15 years. Shit's crazy.
Damn, late registration and dropout, or that's outside the perimeter.
That's
Yeah.
before then.
It's gotta be.
Wait, no.
Take
There
Care
has to be.
over So Far Gone.
No.
You doing?
Take Care is-
Thank Me Later.
Oh, Thank Me Later. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry. Thank Me
I'm
Later
sorry.
is-
Take Care.
Cardi, we
Not
right
a
here
good
for you,
Take
baby.
Care over Thank Me
Take
Later.
your time,
Are you
baby.
taking Take
your
Me
time.
Later over?
No, but Thank Me Later's not a classic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Right. Let's get
Imagine
that.
dropping-
Let's get that
Imagine
straight.
dropping 2
I'm
5-like
mixing.
albums.
I'm mixing up. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like Biggie, and we're talking 30 years now. Ready to die life after death.
I know there's somebody I'm not thinking of. Just to be that contrarian, but
Cardi,
I
we
gotta
right
get
there
it
for you,
later.
baby.
Yeah,
Take your time,
I'm gonna-
baby. Go to Turks and
I'm
Caicos.
gonna think this through,
yeah,
and next
yeah.
week,
Take your time.
and next week I'm gonna
Just say, bah,
Take your time.
I'm gonna open the show with it.
yeah,
Say less. And we appreciate you guys kicking it with us for another episode of Billboard Unfiltered. Catch us next week.